All right, we are good to go. Let's wait 1 more minute and then we'll start our day 3.
Just to let you know, um, there's an echo here.
Okay, maybe uh,
I don't
everything.
know if it's something I'm doing or on your end.
Yeah, maybe it's from you because I cannot hear you properly. It's like,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah. So let me see if I'm live from YouTube or not. Yes, I'm live from YouTube as well. All right, everything looks good. Let me check my OBS. Yes, everything is good. So yes, we are good to go right now. And everyone, if you are joining from YouTube, welcome back to another episode of List Building Workshop. Today is the last part 3. So let's begin. And let me tell you one more time, like why I'm doing this program, right? I'm creating my own lead magnet and a mini video course for future, like it will be out in a week or this part. Like, so if you're joining in from Zoom, make sure to mute your microphone unless you want to ask a question. You can turn on your camera and you can get ready with your pen and paper because that's gonna be really fun and amazing. All right, so the workshop structure, like we are focusing on 3 core part of your list building, right? Why you need a list and how you can build one, we covered it on the part 1. How do you create your lead magnet at freebie, it was covered already in part 2. And today is the part 3. It's gonna be like how you can communicate with your audience because that's really important. And so there's the thing, like how you can communicate with your audience and master email marketing. All right, even if you're not a copywriter and a really amazing marketer. All right, so about me, I started my online career or online journey in 2017 as a graphic designer, and then in 2019 I started learning more about sales and business growth, and now I'm an online business consultant and a coach. Like I have mostly fitness and life coaches to build a strong online presence and attract premium client because that's what we are looking for, right? And I'm also with the online business coaching agency named Premium Life over a year, right? So because right now, like I'm testing my list building video course because I work with my clients one-on-one, but I'm changing few things here and there to see if that's really amazing or not, right? So let's get into action right now. Like having a list and attracting new people with your freebie means like you have done like 99% of the job. But you'll say like what about the last 1%, right? That's the important part. Like connecting with your audience and building the relationship is the last 1%. But this is the most important part. Why is that? Because there are 3 things when like even they are in your list, because they need to know when they are on your list, like they need to know like, and they need to know your story because when they're on your list, like they don't know you, so you let them know who you are, you let them know what is your story, and they don't know what you can do for them, so you let them know, all right, this is what I can do for you, all right, when they are on your list. That's why important. So you share who you are, like what you do, what is that you can do for them, even they have a bit knowledge of you, all right? So let me share story about a TV commercial back in the days, like when I was a kid, all right? There was a like car salesman and he was selling the amazing car, like this car can do this like 0 to 60, this every amazing feature of car, right? This was a millionaire's car and he loves his car, but the doctor says you have to do walking, you cannot travel with your car short distance. So the salesman was talking really amazing things about the car, and he is also saying that this this car can run with like gas, or you can run it with oil or petrol, like everything. This car is multifunctional, and this car is really amazing. And he's saying the car is 99% okay, but sometimes the brake doesn't work. How many of you want to ride this kind of car, like the car, like the brake doesn't work, right? So like having a list, but you don't connect with you with your list, and it's just just same like a car, like riding a car or buying a car without brakes, because you will not get the result you want. Like you maybe you will reach the destination but not in one piece, right? So you must be thinking like, how do I write new email for my campaign? Like I'm not a good copywriter at all, right? Because for me, like I'm not the best copywriter myself, right? So all you have to do is just find someone who is a good copywriter or doing like some learning new things and partner up with them, so you can send constant email and split the profit, right? So when you're sending email to your list and building relationship, you have to keep your mind like two types of people in your list. Number one, new people, and number two, old people. Like new people who join your list like recently, maybe today or yesterday, or they will join tomorrow, right? And the old people who has been in your list for a while, maybe 1 week or even more, right? Because you have to run a different type of campaign. But sometimes you can put them into the same campaign, but it's easy if they know more about yourself before you offer them something to buy, right? So just keep them on different campaign, but if you have something urgent, like you're selling something new or doing something amazing for them, you can offer to them all of them, but I don't recommend it doing it, but you can do it, no problem. Also, like we will talk about having a list for a while and you don't send them any email, right? Because sometimes like we just procrastinate, like oh, like I cannot do like email marketing thing, this is really hard, I cannot do it, like all the things, right? And you don't send email, and guess what, they forget about you and they are gone from your list, right? So if you think that's it, like I'm all in and starting my email marketing from now on, like I will say like watch till the end, all right? And you will understand which group you want to talk about. You can put them into new people and dead people, and you don't send an email like I'm like phrasing them as dead people, all right? And you are connected for a while, all right? So everything will be covered. So when someone joins your list, put them into a new campaign, all right? You because almost every single email marketing software out there, like Mailchimp, ConvertKit, MailerLite, like every other thing, all right, even it's free or paid, you can create a new campaign for them, all right? Because there's an option for you for automated campaign for everyone who joins your list. So you can try it out. Maybe you can, like for me, like I recommend you do 4 or 5 different like email sequence before you move them to your like regular email. And also if you want to start email marketing after some time, then you do it as well, because when you have not been like sending them email like for a while, like maybe 6 months or over a year, like I assume like you haven't done anything in 6 months, all right? Then you do this as well. So you just remind them, because if you're not sending them email, your list, like then most of them, they forget about you anyway, and the connecting with them, the connection between you and your list is broken. So you have to like really connect with them, because it's really important to build that relationship once again. So first you have to put them into a 3 or 4 days email sequence for someone who joins your list, or you want to start email marketing after a long time. So these are some of the emails that you want to send someone who joined the list or the old one. There are 4 emails, like I recommend like 4 or 5 in between, all right? You have to send your list like when they join, all right? And you can mix the category, because for the people who have not been like sending email, like you can split them into 2 groups, because for them who joins your group or join your list new, you can split them. But if you don't, like you are so like procrastinating, like you can do it, no problem. So you need to do it, but you might be saying like, why my list or why my audience will forget about me, right? They already subscribe to my email list. I'm like, think for a moment, like, how many emails do you receive every single day, right? I receive like even more than 10, 15 emails every single day. And how many of them you read? And how many of them you don't, right? So we don't read every single email, right? And sometimes we forget about who I subscribe to and who I was connecting, right? And and there's the same for your audience as well. Like if even they are subscribed to your email list, they can forget, and they are always subscribed to multiple newsletter and receive new emails every single day, right? So when you start sending new email, you must send this four email. Number one, introduction email. You introduce yourself to your audience, right? Who you are and what you do. That's the main focus of the first video will be. Number two, you talk about your expertise, like what is that you have been doing for a while, and what are some of the things that you can do for them, right? And number three, like what are the things they're struggling with, and what is your offer for them, so you can move them from the problem side to the solution side, or the struggle side to the pleasure side. All right. So there's this email sequence that you want to send to a list or someone who joined your list, or you have list but you have not been sending emails. So you can take about the same of the expertise and your story, and they feel more connected. Because if you're just sending like everything but not, because sometimes like for me, like I do this mistake as well, but I'm also like trying to do add some more of my story so they feel more connected. Because if you're not telling any kind of story, then I don't know, like, because like Steve Jobs was talking about the story selling and everything, and it was really amazing. So it comes in my mind. And when you tell story about you, because how you've been struggling, because I share more about it on my YouTube channel, so you can subscribe. But the thing is, like, when you share your story, then they feel more connected and see you as the expert. Because and also they see that the solution you're trying to sell is really possible, right? So now let's talk about the people who are already in your list for a while and how you can connect with them, right? Because for now, like, you've been sending like consistent email to them, and maybe almost daily, right? Because you have to be on their priority list. Like sometimes, because for me, like, I look into like 3 people or 4 people's email that they are sending me email, right? But other than that, like, more people send me email, but mostly I look into 3 or 4 people, right? Because you have to be in their priority list as well. Like, how many of you like have tea or coffee in the morning, right? We wait, all right, this is morning time, let's have the tea or coffee, right? Your audience should be thinking about the same, like your email, like, all right, why he's not sending me email today or something like that, right? That's gonna be really amazing if you can do it. So your subscribers must wait for your email, and also you have to keep an eye on how many times you send an email to your list a week, right? Because if you can make them wait for your email, then that means like you are really winning the game, right? And later in the video I'll share with you. But for now, like, it's really important how many times you send an email to your list. And I would say, like, if you send 3 times a week, that's good, unless you are trying to sell something, new offer, new campaign, or something new is hitting the ground, and you really want your audience to know more about it, and you want them to buy, you want them to sign up, you want them to join your workshop, you want to join your uh, webinar, something like that is really valuable, and something for limited time. Because if something is limited time, you can just say, hey, look, this is not going to be lasting for long, so you might grab it out and you run a campaign, and this is going to be fun. But other than that, like, you can send an email 3 times a week, and that's good impact. You can have like more times for telling story. All right, now often you write an email and what is the thing you must look into, right? Like if your message is deliverable or not, like even if it's gonna be sent to your client or your ideal client, all right, or your ideal audience. Because I have worked with client, my own client, like with the good copy, but their email doesn't reach their audience. Because almost every time, like I try to work with someone, I say, hey, look, I'm gonna join your email list and I'm going to look into the emails that you send me, and I'm gonna give you a free consultation about that, about how you can fix it and some of the problems that I'm going to share with you. But that's totally free, all right? You can do the same as well. So you must be saying like, why is that? I'm writing my email, I'm I'm hitting the send button, all right? And what's the problem? Because sometimes your email is not reaching your client or your audience, right? You must be saying, why is that? It's all about your copy title, the email title, right? You can see in all the platforms, like they're heavily focusing on their customers, like they don't want their customers to be like spammed or like something like that. Like if you're using Gmail or other platform, you'll see an option on the right side of the tab. Like if you see here, like this is my screenshot, like there's a primary tab, like where I have all my email, I get notified. For social, I don't get notified, and for promotion tab, I don't get any notification as well, right? And if I join here, like you can see, like there are lots of email on my promotion tab, like it's on 2 p.m. like yesterday, that's today. Like look at how many email are there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or more than, right? And some ads are appearing as there as well. So, or you don't want your email to be on the promotion tab, right? Because no one is checking their promotion tab because they know someone is trying to sell them something, right? So you want your email to be on the primary tab where they get notified every single time you send the email, right? So how can you fix this? Like for me, that's a really important issue, right? How do you solve the problem for your email? I mentioned it earlier. It's all about the title. Like if you mess up the title, your email will get stuck on the promotion tab, and you don't want to be this way, right? Because I'm saying it once, like I'll say it 100 times. Because if your email is stuck on the promotion tab, then you cannot get anything out of. Even if you send like 1,000 email, no one is gonna buy from you. For me, sometimes my email gets stuck on the promotion tab as well, because I'm subscribed to my email list with my another uh, email to see how am I doing and everything around it. All right. So all I have to do is to come up with better title for your email. So Google or other platform don't think that you're trying to sell your audience something, and your audience actually get notified about the email and they open it up. All right. So how do you come up with better title? Like you test multiple title and send a test email to your optional email address. All right. Because for every single email marketing software out there, Mailchimp, ConvertKit, everything I mentioned, there's an option for you to send an email, like a test email. So you can, like before you write your copy, like you start writing your title and you send a title, or you just type anything and just send with a good title. If the message is delivered, then you can write the full copy. All right. Because for for most of us, for a long time, like our uh, like email is based on the title we are putting there, right? So if your title is not that good, so you have to like think, all right, how can I shape my title and how can I write better copy for my email? Because not for almost every time uh, for the title, but sometimes for the copy your message goes to the promotion tab or the spam folder, right? Even if you check your spam folder, you have multiple emails lining up there. So all you have to do is just see if there is anything that you can do it better, so that your email reaches out to your audience. All right. So because your email is not stuck on email, then even if you hire the best copywriter, your email is not good, right? And if your email is stuck there, then your open rate is really low, and then your audience will forget about you after a while. All right. And also, like, if your email is stuck on the promotion tab, then guess what, like, sometimes, like, for automated, they will get a notification like you have not opened email from this author, like, do you want to unsubscribe? Because, and guess what, people, and for me, I personally, I oftentimes unsubscribe from that because that email is not reaching out to me, right? So that's really important. And also, like, how many percentage of you should focusing on to get the open rate, right? You should be focusing on your, like, yeah, once you get like 10 or 15% open rate and 5 to 10% click through rate on your email, like you could test like few things about the strategy, like how many, what is the strategy works for you, and apply it for every single time. All right. And then also, like, you can try something new, that for your call to action, like how you can increase, like you can set up multiple call to action link throughout the email, because I see most of the bigger and better entrepreneurs, they do something like that. They have like multiple click click through links, so that's really amazing. And also, you have to focus more on another thing I'm going to talk about a little bit of later. All right. So now, for now, like, let's guess you solved the problem for the title and your email is reaching your audience. All right. So when you are starting your new campaign, like, you make it like a TV show. All right. Because if there is something that on the cliffhanger, the people are more willing to learn more about it and wait for the next email, right? And this is what we are really looking for, right? If you look at some of the TV shows and modern day movies, like, you will see a similar pattern. Like, mostly if you watch Marvel movies, that they're doing it right now, like they're setting up like cliffhangers end of every single movie, right? You see, like, Iron Man, they're tying it to the Avengers. Like, you see Iron Man 2, like, they're tying it for something big. You see, like, Avengers Infinity War, they are tying it for the Avengers Endgame, right? And newer movies as well. So you have to think about it already. How can I tie my uh, next email for the next one, for the another one? That's where, like, your your audience your audience will get attracted, all right, to the next thing that you send to them. And this is what we are looking for, right? And another way you can attract your audience, if you're trying to sell them your new offer, send your audience or brand them a tiny bit of sneak peek and on the call to action button, because if they know about you and if they know about it, they're more likely to click and buy. Because what we want to do, like, we don't want to lose money or anything, right? So what I've been doing, like, I've been researching like almost every like successful entrepreneurs out there, and guess what they're doing? They're showing you a little bit of what is the next project, what is their upcoming project, and they give you a tiny bit, like tiny bit of the things that they're doing, and then they make it paid, right? Like, if you're following Grant Cardone, and right now he's doing his 10x bootcamp, virtual and in person as well, and guess what he's doing? Like, maybe the 10x bootcamp is over, but anyway, he's doing his 10x bootcamp workshop, and the best thing about it is, like, he's offering 10x bootcamp 1 hour for free for everyone on his list. And what happens after? Like, they get cut off of the live streaming, and people want to know more about it because it's awesome, right? Because like, what happens, like, people don't want it like a tiny bit, they want everything of it, right? If you do something like this, like, if you can do something with your list next offer, then your audience will be crazy, because not every single entrepreneur, or not every, like almost no one is doing something like this, right? So if you do it, then guess what, like you have an upper chance or better chance uh, to win at the stake, all right? And in the end, like for as a human, like, and now we don't want to miss anything amazing, right? So that's the thing. So if you're thinking about that hosting your next big thing and you don't have a perfect offer, we'll talk about that. But let's talk about the other thing that I promised you sharing, right? Number one, you don't sell multiple offer to your list or to your audience at the same time, right? Because I see like from one of uh, my client, she's not my client, but we had a talk and I looked into her email sequence. She's trying to give me like link for multiple things, like 3 or 4 things on the same email, and I don't recommend doing it for anything, right? Because what Russell Brunson says, like a confused mind always says no, right? So you don't want to like make them crazy, right? Because you give them multiple links and you don't even know what is that you're trying to sell to them. So this is not a good strategy, number one. Number two, don't use like overwhelming color or graphics on the email, right? Because you don't want to be the clown when sending your email, right? You can split test them, like you can send them once in a while, but colorful, like maybe if you're doing like July 4th, Halloween, Christmas, Eid, also some event, then that's good. But if you're doing like almost every single day, that's not a good sign from you. Number three, you tie everything to a call to action, every email, right? Because I I remember like when I was kid, like I remember a story about a boy, all right, about a boy, and the teacher says, "Hey, look, why don't you write an essay about your village?" All right, he's writing an essay about his village. His village is really amazing. There's a river side of his village, and what happens, like in the village, or not in the village, like in the river, there's a alligator, right? And he starts writing about the alligator and everything beyond, and he's writing descriptions about alligator like they are really like uh like what is it called, like angry, not angry, like, but they like to hunt and everything. He's writing descriptions about the alligator. When the principal or the teacher sees this as a, like, what he's talking about, like alligator, but we talked about to talk about the thing, the essay about his village, right? Then the next day he talks about, the teacher comes in and say, why don't you write an essay about your school? All right, he is writing a school, like we in our school, like that's really amazing. We have amazing teachers, we have amazing classmates. Our playground is really big and everything he's talking about. And then after that, like he's sliding back through the way to make it to the river, and guess what happened? Like he's talking about alligator and why alligator is so amazing, and he's writing the description about the alligator. The next thing, the next day he's talking, his teacher is talking about, all right, write an essay about cow. He's writing about cow, like cow is really amazing. We can get meat from cow, we can have milk from cow and everything. And after that, like he said, like the cow uh, like goes there like for grass, the side of grass for the field, and on side of the field is that there's a river. And guess what? What is going? He's going for alligator, and he's writing description about the alligator, right? So all you have to do is just you pick, like when you're writing emails for, like when you don't have anything crazy offer, anything to offer to your clients for right now, but you always have a core offer, right? So you tie all your messaging into one call to action, and you talk about the story and everything, and then you tie it to your offer and how you can make the offer better and how you can make them to click on the links to buy your offer or the solution for them, right? So this is the thing you can do. And the thing is, like when you're trying to sell something online or doing a campaign, you write right the way like Russell concept says, like you write based on emotion, logic, and scarcity, right? Because if you see and if you look into the numbers, like when you are talking about your campaign, like for if you're trying to sell something for a long time, like maybe there's a 1 week campaign, and if you're trying to sell an offer for like guess like $500, right, or $1,000, first few message or first few days, like for 3 days or 2 days, you'll focus on emotionally explaining them why it's really important, and then you explain it the last 2 days about logical things, and then the last day about urgency or scarcity. All right. So why is that? Because if you are writing email based on these three things, you'll see like huge difference between first they sell and the final they sell, because we don't want to miss anything, any amazing offer, right? Because if you see, if you follow like Frank Karen, like he's doing a thing which is called like $4 like marketing thing or selling online. I bought the offer. The thing is really cool. The ad is still out there, but if you click on the ad, it will show you like 4 or 5 hours clock. So what's running on our mind? We will say, wow, this thing is really going to end, and we buy more, right? So when you're doing a campaign, like even if you don't see enough traffic on the first few days, don't worry. If you send enough emails, then you will see, because for a campaign, like if you guess this is the like 5 day email campaign, you have to send out 3 email on the first day, first 2 day, 3 email on the last 2 day, all right? So first 4 day you send out 6 email, and the last day when the offer is closing, you send out 6 email. All right. So for doing that, like maybe not every email uh, autoresponder or every email marketing software doesn't allow it unless you have to get paid. So you have to understand like when you can, like on the last day you send out more email than ever, right? Because I see for some of my clients, like they were sending like 1 email on the last day, and for me, like yes, I am trying to implement this thing, but uh, for now on, like I was trying to send out like 2 email on the last day, because when I was doing the promotion for this workshop, I was sending out 2 emails every single day, right? So you have to understand because of my limitation, but if you are a paid uh, buyer for that email marketing software, even Mailchimp or ConvertKit, you can send multiple email a day, and this is what is going to hit the jackpot for you, because you see a huge increase on sales on the last day. And one more thing, that before we jump to the next slide, that how many email that you can send every single day, or more, right? So I know a guy like he is sending even like 5 to 10 email every single day. Why is sending more? Because the more chance to see their email, because my client may see our message like once a day, or maybe they don't. So we want to be on their email list on top, but there's a risk if you send like multiple email that your subscriber will unsubscribe you. But guess what, like who is unsubscribing you is not your ideal clients anyway, all right? So you can throw them out, but if who is staying, then like you will do better things. But also, like for email copywriting, you don't need to like create like new copy for every single email that you send to this, right? Because you can tweak few words here and there for the next email you're trying to sell for your like uh, similar campaign, and for new campaign as well. But for the similar campaign, you don't have to like send out like or create new email sequence for every single one. uh, and also for title, like you can change the title a little bit here and there to make it even better, so you don't have to split test every single one of them to create your new title, so it reaches your clients or audience, right? So these are my things for now about the email marketing, how you can master your email marketing and copywriting. So now if you're thinking about like hosting your next big thing and don't have the perfect offer, or you don't know how to structure your sales message, because this is what most of the time like I was struggling with, you are right, because even sometimes like people with a list, they don't know how to sell their stuff online, or like because of lacking creating an irresistible offer and a better sales message, they cannot win the algorithm, all those things. So what's next? Like you can run your next offer and try your next offer from your value ladder and move them up, because our email sequence is all about like moving your audience to the value ladder and give them better experience, right? You move them up and you move them through like higher end offer. And if you're struggling to creating your offer and your sales message, I have the perfect solution for you, but not yet. So all you have to do is DM me on Instagram at Tanvir Rahman official, and we'll talk about, because as I mentioned, like I don't talk with or I don't talk with or I don't work with every single one out there, because I have my ideal client lined up, right? So all you have to do is DM me on Instagram at tanvirrahmanofficial.com and we'll do it, right? And for now, like I will give it a pause and I will check on my YouTube feed. So if I see any kind of Q&A, I will do it right now, right here. Uh, for now, like you can ask me a question if you're joining me from Zoom. All right. Okay, you can see two messages from YouTube. Oh, John, I cannot hear you. Your mic is muted.
So 3 times a week is a good start?
Yes, absolutely. 3 times a week. But if you can
Okay.
send more,
One
then
thing I've always,
I cannot hear you. Like your voice is cutting off. So can you type? It would be better.
okay, yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, let me see the chat. No, like as I mentioned, like you cannot get spammed, because those of you who is not opening your email, they are not even your ideal client, so you don't have to worry about them. So you just worry about them like getting and filling your list, and you send as much email as possible, because if you see and look into the most powerful names out there like Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, like Grant Cardone, they are sending email almost every single day, or even a few times a day to you, right? So so your ideal client, they will always wait for your email and they will enjoy reading your email and your story, and they will connect with you more. So you don't have to worry about like you're getting spammed or something like that. Awesome, thank you. So let me see if someone is there from YouTube. No, yes, no. Awesome. All right. So right now I'm gonna answer my question on YouTube, but I have to take a leap from Zoom. And everyone, I will see you guys the next one, and I'll see you guys the next one, and make sure you fill your list and have an amazing day. Right? Bye bye.
Recording.